I recently just made the biggest dream of my life come true, and that was moving to Washington. And it was a long process. I had a lot of growing to do, and of course, I'll always be growing, but there was so much that I have learned about the process of manifesting and becoming the person who can hold your deepest and biggest desires. So, these are the three biggest keys to manifesting. The most important thing to note is you need to be clear on what you desire. You need to have a very specific idea of what you desire and how that's going to impact your life and who you are going to be when you have that desire. It's going to be really hard for the universe to bring you what you desire or for you to even have an idea of how to get what you want if you aren't very, very clear on what that is. So bring yourself to the end of your desire, already having that thing. When you imagine being happy or fulfilled, what is the end result of that thing? And that will help you get really clear on what your actual desire is. The next part is where you get to play a game with yourself, and it is practicing the law of assumption, assuming that what you want is already yours and it is already on its way to you. Or you can take it a step further and practice becoming the person who already has that thing. Neville Goddard talks about this a lot, and it is assuming the consciousness of already having that thing, being in the end of already having your desire. And that gets you to start questioning who you are as a person in the now. Who can you be to support that desire when it comes in? It's not really about going out and finding your desire, how to go and find what you want out of scarcity or fear or worry. It's really about cultivating the person that you are to be able to energetically hold and support and maintain that desire once it makes its way to you. And I promise that is totally how it works. And this is why a lot of the time they end up finding the love of their life when they decide to let go and focus on themselves. There's a reason behind that, and your desires work the exact same way. Now, this last step is critical, and without this step, it'll be almost impossible to receive or even recognize when you have received what you desire. A lot of the time, the opportunity or the person or the idea is right in front of us, and a lot of the times we're blinded by that fear or worry that it's not coming in, our inability to let go and detach from the outcome and just trust. But that is where the work comes in. Practicing letting go and trusting. When we are in fear and worry, it is really because we don't trust the outcome. We don't trust ourselves to be able to receive it. And perhaps we don't trust the universe to bring it into us. And so this is where you can practice each and every day to let go a little bit more, let go and trust and assume that it is already on its way to you. And again, don't think of this in a linear way. Don't think of when I do this, I will get my desire. The universe can change your life overnight, and I promise that it can. And it all comes down to what you're doing in the moment, because we focus so much on the future and not the present moment. But every time we experience the future, it's in the present moment. So, how you can create your future is by being your ideal self in the present moment. So, ask yourself, the version of yourself that has that desire, who has already accomplished your goal, your biggest dream, whatever it is, how does that version of you think? How do they act? How do they behave? How do they deal with conflict? How do they talk to themselves? How do they feel throughout the day? What beliefs do they have? And that is where your power comes in. That is where that's where you can actually put your control. We spend so much time focusing on things outside of our control, when really everything that we need to create the life that we want is within our control. And what is within your control is your internal self, who you choose to be in this moment. And I promise you, the universe will surprise you when you follow these three key steps. So the first one is getting clear on your goal. Number two is assumption that is already done and becoming the person who can hold that desire. And number three is letting go, trusting the process and actually letting go. And once you do and you find peace and gratitude and fulfillment in the moment right now, that is what brings your desire to you. All right, friends, I love you so much. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity.